that's always helpful. That people that in your inner circle hopefully can do that. Are we ready?
Dan Cook's not here today.
No, he's on spring break. We ready? Okay. I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome to the March 10th, 2026 City Council meeting. I hereby call the meeting to order. Members of the public may attend the City Council meeting in person or may watch or listen remotely by viewing the meeting on Channel 8, WCTV, and at the city's website at wayzata.org. Public comments during the public forum and or public hearing portions of the meeting may be provided in person at the meeting in advance or by logging into the Teams call and raising your hand during the public hearing. When your name is called in the meeting, you will be seen and heard in our council chambers and cable channel. You'll be asked to unmute and turn your camera on, and then you begin your comments. All public comments should include your first name only and the neighborhood or group that you represent. The second item on our agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance. If I could ask everyone to stand if you're able and follow along. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next item on the agenda is roll call. Let the record reflect that all council members are present with the exception of Council Member Cook, who has an excused absence. Earlier this evening, the council participated in a workshop and discussed the following. We had a pre-local board workshop with the Hennepin County assessors in preparation for the local board meeting in April. Next on the agenda is to approve the agenda. I wanted to note that on the agenda, we had received a request from the only new business item from the applicant's attorney, which is referenced on page 125 of the agenda packet, to table item 9A, which would have been considering adoption of resolution 14/2026 denying the subdivision by preliminary plat at 190 GleasonLake Road and 121 Gleahaven Road to the April 21st, 2026 meeting. So with that adjustment, I would need to have a motion to approve the agenda as amended, or anyone like to make any additional changes to the agenda other than the one that I've noted?
I would make a motion to approve that as noted.
Okay, thank you. May I have a second?
A second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, that passes. Next is our public forum. Do we have anyone on Teams or a card for the public forum? I know we have a couple folks that are going to be presenting, but anyone in addition to that?
Mr. Mayor, we do not.
Okay, so next is on the public forum. If you wanted to speak on the agenda, you need to fill out a card and pass it to our staff. But we have two items that will be on our public forum tonight. One is an update from the Wayzata Lions Club on charitable gambling and contributions, and also from the American Legion Post 118 on charitable gambling and contributions to the community. So we'll invite up the Wayzata Lions first for their report, if you would. Welcome, Tim.
I hope you'll indulge me. Well, first of all, my name's Tim Anderson. I live at 316 Ridgeview Drive in Wayzata here. Been living there for about 45 years. I was going to talk just a little bit about some of our volunteering that we do, and Nancy's going to get more into numbers as far as our pull tab operation, if that's okay.
Sure.
Thank you for inviting us to update you on the progress and activities of the Lions Club of Wayzata. Some of the things that were involved with this past year was Salvation Army bell ringing up at Lund's. We've been doing that for probably 15 or 20 years. Do it on about 5 different Tuesdays, and we raised about $5,600 for the Salvation Army. We were involved with Light Up the Lake, with Letters to Santa, which is a lot of fun. So what we do is we have a table, and the kids come up and they write letters to Santa. We collect them, and then I think we had collected 155 this year, and then a couple of us in our club write to the kids that they're on the nice list. So it's a lot of fun, and just been a good tradition for us to help out with that. Kind of more regional as we're involved with Special Olympics, which is in Stillwater in the summertime. just help with kind of getting things in order for some of the athletes and help out with maybe getting their eyes tested, that type of thing. Also, we're involved with the Tour de Cure and the Tour de Tonka, which is a fundraiser for diabetes. And Feed My Starving Children, in fact, we have one of those coming up in April. So a lot of people from the Lions are going to be involved with Feed My Starving Children. So, we pack I'm sure you know how that works. You pack the food and it gets sent overseas to a third world country. We, of course, have been collecting eyeglasses. Last year alone, we collected 4,239 pair of glasses. We have about, 24 different collection sites, not just so much in this area, but even as far as Edina. So that has really grown, and some hearing aids that we collect also. And we've, of course, partnered with the Wayzata Fire Department to assist in funding new equipment, which we will continue to keep doing. Also, we partner with Senior Community Services, the Boardwalk Apartments, the corner of Wayzata Boulevard and Broadway or Central Avenue. And we have ongoing services with them and a holiday party event for residents at the Boardwalk Apartments. And our club membership has grown by about 4 or 5 members since last year, 4 members anyway. So also, before Nancy gets up here, I think that some of the other places that we have donated some of our money to different organizations in the area. Last year we gave $40,000 to the Wayzata Fire Department. We gave to the Boardwalk Apartments, which I believe is the only Section 8 apartment building in Wayzata, if I'm not incorrect on that. Interfaith Outreach, Hammer Residences, the Ridgedale Library, Homeward Bound, Hope Chest for Breast Cancer, the Retreat, Wayzata Education Fund. We give away 4 $1,000 scholarships to students that need it at the Wayzata High School. Special Olympics, as I already mentioned, and then this spring we're going to be involved with helping renovate Gullickson Field, which is just south of GleasonLake. It needs some new paint and some new rock and a new sign. So we're going to be helping out with that. And we also give to the Wayzata Crime Prevention organization, the Wayzata Symphony, Blue Water Theater, and the Western Communities Crime Prevention Coalition. And there's several more things I could list, but in the interest of time, I think that's kind of a overall look at what we do. So thank you.
Thank you for that report, and thank you for all your service in our community.
You bet.
See if this is. My name is Nancy Nelson, and I live at 1201 Edlin Place, which is in Minneapolis. And I am the lawful gambling manager of the Lions Club at the Muni. So in kind of summation, the club had a really good year in terms of both charitable donations and just overall activities. But our fiscal year ended June 30th, so we're kind of almost 9 months into our next fiscal year. But for the June 30th fiscal year, we had records in gross revenues and in contributions, donations that we made. So our gross revenues were just exceeded $5 million for the first time. So it's $5,033,000, which I was like, yes, it was great. But it was a lot because you've been in there, our physical area has not grown. It's still about the same. No, it is exactly the same. We just have things on casters. But that's been great. And in terms of charitable donations, That year, fiscal year, we were able to donate $150,550, which is a record for us as well. I think our previous best year was about $110,000. So that's great in my humble opinion. But, and by the way, so since our club, inception of our club in 1954, we've donated over $4 million, which, you know, for our club, which has grown and shrank and grown and shrank, I think I'm proud of that. The first 8 months of this year have been strong. January and February were a little below average, but they were very respectable, given that the Muni was closed 4 half days and 6 full days over those 2 months for the situation at hand. And staffing at the Muni really was kind of what we based that on. Our e-tabs and our e-linked bingo contributed really to a solid paper performance. And so that's been nice. It hasn't surpassed. I think we'll be a paper operation for a long time, but it really has added to our overall revenue. This year we've actually always had, so it would be not good if we didn't, but we have got a 5-star ranking from the Gambling Control Board, which shows that you've exceeded 50% of your net proceeds go to charitable, some kind of charitable donation. So we've had clean audits. Our business model right now is pretty solid, I think. Always open to ideas, but all in all, it's been solid. And there's a lot more going on in charitable gambling in Minnesota, but that's another discussion. And but it's always interesting to see. It's an interesting industry, and that's kind of my net numbers. Any questions, or do you want to wait till the end, or?
No, I think you can finish your report, then we can do questions.
Okay, that's it for me.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
Any questions of the
Thank
Lions?
you very much for having us come in today. We appreciate the FaceTime and for letting you know kind of what we're doing and how we're doing it.
I'd just like to add one more thing.
Sure.
I would, on behalf of the club, like to present a check for $10,000 to the new city manager for the Wayzata Fire Department, if I could.
Absolutely. Thank you.
For the equipment fund.
For the equipment
For
fund.
the brand new truck that's coming.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. Any questions of the Lions before, from anyone up here? No. Thank you for your report. Thank you for your service, and thank you for all the contributions to the community. Next up, we have the American Legion Post 118 for their report on charitable gambling and contributions in the community. Welcome.
Thank you for having us, or having me. And that's all you're going to get tonight. Our gambling manager wasn't able to attend, so I'm here to do my best to give you some updates. I'm Doug Carter. Live in Wayzata, 211 Byrondale Avenue. I think we've been around for 8 or 9 years now. And I was served in the U.S. Navy and actually spent most of my time with the Marines at Camp Pendleton, far more with the Marines than I did in the Navy, along with my time at Desert Shield and Desert Storm. And now I'm here representing the Legion as their relatively new commander. I started last fall, so I don't know what month I'm on, but I'm learning, and it's been exciting and fun to get involved. So you pretty much have all heard what the Legion stands for and what we're all about. We represent our veterans and, of course, community service. These are new for me, so I don't typically wear glasses, but I thought I better tonight. Historically, with just bingo and our meat raffle, we barely were able to hold our own, and with the diminishing membership and increasing member age, by adding electronic pull tabs and paper pull tabs, our membership benefits have increased, and the benefits to the community that we can contribute to have as well. Since last year's update, that would have been our first fiscal year, so when you heard from Kirk last year, you were only hearing that first 7 or 8 months of production, so to speak. And since that time, we've been doing very well. For example, in comparison, so far this fiscal year, which as was mentioned, starts July 1st. So July to February, this first 8 months, we've grossed $1,862,000. That's an approximate. And with an average monthly, we bring in about $240,000 a month. So we're on track for this 25-26 fiscal year to be at about $2,822,000. And as compared to the full fiscal year 24-25 that we now have in hand, that's about a 15% increase. So obviously very happy about that. Our donations are at 84% payout, which gives us a 5-star rating with the state of Minnesota. And typically our donations run just a little under 60% to our veterans group, which usually the majority, because that's basically our representation. 40%, nearly 40% goes to the community. And some examples are, and there's many. I've got 2 sheets listing, and I just thought I'd mention a few. The Plymouth Wayzata Youth Baseball, Softball, Courage Kenny, DARE, and these are some of our typical annual ones. Gillette's Hospital, Hope Kids. We've been now starting to work with Randy Shaver Cancer Research Fund. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. Sharing and Caring Hands, the Wayzata Crime Coalition, and as I said, many, many more. We also had, we're in the process of updating the Legion, kind of bringing it up to date, bringing it out of the 50s and 60s. And one of the things that is significant that gambling helped pay for was we added a 3rd restroom that's ADA restroom for our aging membership and anybody that wants to have a private bathroom, I guess. And that, like I said, was paid for and approved by the gambling money. So that's pretty much it for my summary. And I want to thank you again for having us. We appreciate the relationship that we have with the city and with the Lions, and we look at it as a team to benefit the community. And we're all working well together, and it sounds like we're all doing well. So
Yeah, it's really encouraging to see, there was a lot of skepticism that there would be cannibalization of the single license, but clearly that's not the case. It's
I think it's doing well for everybody.
Yeah, agreed. So that's great. Thank you. Any
right.
questions of the Legion? Congrats on all you put new booths in, and you've got expanded dining hours, and
Yep.
seems
and,
like you.
and in May we're putting in, we had done the ceilings, the walls, and all new furniture along with the booths, which give it a little bit of more of a classy restaurant feel. And then in May, I think we're going to close down for a week and redo all the floors.
Excellent.
And that's going to take a week only because I think the bar half has asbestos in the floor. So that there's a little bit more involved in that.
Well, thank you for your report. Again, any questions? No.
Just do a shout out and say hoorah.
There you go.
All right.
Thank you, and thank you for all your service to the community as well. Did we have anyone come in on Teams? Okay, and no cards, so we'll move on to new agenda items. Number 6, does anyone on council have a new agenda item that they'd like to discuss or bring up? Hearing none, we'll move on to the consent agenda. So the following items are on our consent agenda this evening. Approval of City Council Special Workshop of February 12th and February 24th. City Council Workshop and regular meeting minutes of February 24th. Approval of our check register, our municipal licenses, approval of our water treatment plant number 2 equipment upgrade, approval of Mill Street parking ramp maintenance, approval of electronic license system point of sale agent contract, adoption of Resolution 15, 2026, and approval of the city manager contract with Aurora Yager. And lastly, approval of the 2026 Prairie maintenance contract with Prairie Restoration. I would need a motion to approve the consent as presented, or any items need to be amended.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make that motion.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Okay, well, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 4-0. Next is the public hearing. We have no items on the public hearing tonight, and as I noted at the outset of tonight's meeting, item 9A had been removed from the agenda and deferred to a later date, which will be tabled to April 21st, 2026. So for those that are tuning into wanting to see the outcome of that subdivision, it will next be on the meeting on April 21st, 2026.
Mr. Mayor, on that, could you just ask for a motion to formally table it? Because I know we amended the agenda there. I didn't want there to be any ambiguity
problem.
about your action.
Absolutely. So I guess what we're doing now is a formal resolution to table the consideration of adoption resolution 14-2026 denying the subdivision by preliminary plat at 190 GleasonLake Road, which would be tabled at the request of the applicant to the April 21st, 2026 meeting. So I need a motion reflecting that.
I would make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
That passes 4-0. Next, we move on to our city manager's report and discussion items. And also, let me just say before we get to that, if you hadn't already heard, Ms. Aurora Yager was appointed our next city manager formally on the consent agenda tonight, but it's been noted now for about 10 days. And congratulations again, and we look forward to working with you, Aurora. And I know we're going to have an open house planned for you in the near future. I don't know if you have those details ironed out yet, but we will have a formal welcoming open house for Aurora to be seated into her new role. And so the community will be invited to that. So again, congratulations, Aurora. I know I speak on behalf of the council. We have our full faith in your skills and ability to lead the city, and look forward to working alongside you to accomplish great things in the coming years. So congratulations again.
Well, thank you, Mayor and City Council. That was going to be one of the things on my city manager's report was as official as city manager. I wanted to just say thank you to the council and the staff and to this community. It's truly an honor and a privilege to serve. And I just want to say thank you for the opportunity. I'm really excited. For the details that you were just requesting, looks like the open house, we haven't promoted it anywhere yet. It just got booked today. Having an open house on March 31st from 9 to 10 in this room.
Great.
So we'll post that more broadly too to make sure people can come out and get a hold of me, talk to me if you haven't met me before. I'd love to meet you. But again, I just want to reiterate how excited I am for the opportunity and how grateful I am. Other than that, I just have a couple of other notes. The first is just, again, continued heads up and discussion about construction on Highway 12 that will happen this summer. So there's already work happening more towards downtown Minneapolis on I-394. Highway 12, that work is expected to start about mid-April and will run from Wayzata all the way through to Minnetonka. So it's going to be a significant disruption, so people should just plan ahead. I recommend going on MnDOT's website and signing up for their construction updates. We'll try to do our best to amplify that message, keep people informed of what the construction paths are going to be. But just know that this construction season, it's going to be disruptive on Highway 12. And then other than that, I just want another clarifying note. We're off cycle this month, so our next city council meeting will be March 24th. With that, that's all I have for you.
Yeah, one other note is there's a panel on Thursday of this week at the Chamber Lunch at Wayzata Country Club, which will be a panel of the mayors of Minnetonka, Plymouth, Wayzata, and Long Lake. So if that's the regular scheduled monthly luncheon, if anyone's interested in hearing from that panel, let's welcome you at lunch on Thursday. Do I have any other questions of city manager at this point?
Could you repeat the time of the open house on the 31st?
Yeah, the 31st from 9 to 10 a.m. in the council chambers.
Thank you.
You sure it's AM, not PM?
AM.
Good. Well, thank you for that report. Assuming we have nobody coming in public forum? Nope. Okay, so I would accept a motion to adjourn tonight's meeting.
Make that motion, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. May I have a second?
Second.
Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The
Aye.
motion, the meeting is adjourned. Thank you. Motion passes.